Hi everyone, this is the group of Ina, Andre, and Javale, and we will be discussing on how to do the t-test for uncorrelated means. First, let us know what is t-test for uncorrelated means. T-test for uncorrelated means, also known as t-test for independent samples, is a method used in comparing two sample means to determine whether the population means are significantly different. This method is used to test if there is any significant differences between two unrelated but similar variables. The formulas we're gonna use for this test are where x1 is the mean of the first group, x2 is the mean of the second group, v1 is the variance of the first group, v2 is the variance of the second group, n1 is the population of the first group, and n2 is the population of the second group. So we're going to use the critical values of t distribution, where significance level is, degrees of freedom is, and has a formula of df is equals to n1 plus n2 minus 2. We have here the example number 1. To start, just like any hypothesis testing, you start with formulating your null hypothesis. Like in this example, your null hypothesis would be there is no significant difference between traditional and stimulation. For the actual t-test, first thing you have to do is to get the mean of each group. I'm sure some of you already know how to do this, but in order to get the mean, you need to get the summation of each group, then divide it by the population of the certain group. Next, you subtract the mean of the first group from each of the number in the first group. After which you square their difference. Repeat the same thing for the second group. Get the summation of the squares of the difference of both groups. Now that you have all your values, we can proceed to use the formulas. Start by substituting the values from your first group in your variance formula. Do the same thing for your values from the second group. Afterwards, you can put all your values into the formula for t-test. Note that t should always be in its absolute value, t being our computed value. Now, we need to get our degrees of freedom with the formula of n1 plus n2 minus 2 for this significance level, which denoted by alpha. We will be using 1% since it was stated in the problem. The tabular value, we will be using the table critical values of t distribution for 1%. If the CV is lower than the TV, accept the null hypothesis, and if it's higher, reject. Your decision will be the HO is accepted because the CV is lesser than the TV. There is no significant difference between traditional and simulation. And we have here another example. You can pause this if you want to answer this one. And here are the answers. And that's all for t-test for uncorrelated means. Once again, this is the group of Ina, Andre, and Juvail from 10 Emerald. Thank you for watching.